3,
Your mama.
2,
Ah,
1.
ah.
Thunderbolts are go.
Shut the fuck up.
There's no timeline where Philly wants me to believe that he likes the old universe better than the current one. You can't tell me the start of the other universe is better than the start of this one. I don't care. No one says.
Ultimate Spider-Man, fire. Fantastic Four,
If
interesting.
you go
X-Men.
10 issues for issues, the only thing they have over the current universe is Spider-Man.
What about X-Men? Well, at least as a teenager, I guess because an adult, but a teenager, X-Men had me turning the pages those first 10 issues where I was like, yeah, what's going on? So I guess because an adult with refined taste. Ultimate Avengers was the same thing. Fantastic Four I actually genuinely found interesting as a kid. I was like, oh, this is like really cool. I really like reading that. So
Yeah, be fair, we don't have an Ultimate Fast Four. I'm not counting that.
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
counting the books
you're
we
just
have.
like, although you just meant the universe in general. If you just say what we have, it's based on what we.
No, that's not fair because we don't have enough stuff to match it. I guess you want to be like, well, we can do like Black Panther versus Fantastic Four and Wolverine versus something else, but that's about it.
Yeah, man. But yeah. I'm just gonna say this right now. I've grown a new appreciation for Devil May Cry 5's ending. So I actually really like it. Like I used to like it. Now I actually love it. Like I actually think it's like I think like I'm actually like to the point where I'm like I actually kind of don't want that. I mean special edition endings.
Cool the regular ending and the special edition.
I mean the Virgil. I mean I just don't like Virgil's voice acting in that one, but I like the story wise is still good. But I like both endings. But I just like the overall ending of Dante and Virgil being in the demon world, and that's just like if that was the end of their story, now I'm okay with it. I'm more okay with it than ever. But and it was just Nero's story. But bring Dante and Virgil back for only special.
That's not happening. Especially with this anime coming out.
I know, but I'm just saying, bring Dante and Virgil back for special edition.
Full perfectly doomed every hope you had.
That's true. But I'll get into it in the anime. I think the last anime, the anime they did before, it didn't really purposely do it, but it was actually kind of like a good setup for this ending unintentionally. So, but yeah, yeah, I'm not gonna pretend, guys. We're here. Welcome to Phanatic's Nights Live. You're here with me, the Jake Tylenol co-host, but now prime host of the Phanatic's. Yeah, that's all you get. I'm sorry. We usually do this in a specific order, and Crypto's not here, so I'm finding the new flow. So,
Crypto has to be last. Crypto has to be last when he gets back.
Sure.
I'm Crypto Seeker 419 or whatever the number is.
415.
Today and only today. That is who I am, and that's
a shadow of who you want to be.
I'm Richter, also known as the Witch of Jotunheim, pronouns they, he, and it's been 33 years since Alpha Flight 106 came out, so it's been 33 years since gay people were invented, guys. Just remember that. All thanks to one man.
What?
All thanks to one man beating the shit out of an old man.
Just so you know, when it was back in Greek times, ancient Greeks, that wasn't gay. That was just being men. All right, men loving men. Not the same.
It wasn't gay. It was a way of life. Okay.
It was a way of life. But and somewhat together, we form the Phanatic's, and we talk about the news and reviews of the week on our special Monday nights. We talk about the news, the media news, the comic news, the news. Well, not that news. That news is depressing, but you know, the media news and the comic news, they're a bit better sometimes, depending on what you're talking about.
Not today.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, we're gonna have a lot of topics where we're just like, yeah, this should have happened. So, you know,
it made that really depressed sound.
Yeah, it was like, yeah. So,
yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah, but you know, I think we have social. Yeah, we do. In fact, we have our Comic Fanatic 69s, but we have more. Which has more?
Because first of all, subscribe to the goddamn YouTube channel, or else I'm never drawing Austin again as a wall. He will only be a brick. Okay, so just remember that. If you want to see Austin as a wall, you have to subscribe. That is the rule. We've all discussed this. We've all agreed that's the rule. But yes, follow us on Twitter at Comic Fanatic 69. We do post stuff on there sometimes. Yay. If you don't want to follow the whole squad and you just want to follow me, little old me, you can follow me on my Twitter at Witch of Jotun with an E instead of a U. You can also follow me on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitch at witch_of_Jotunheim. You can also follow me on Blue Sky and Tumblr at Northstar Aria, and you can follow me on Rednote/Xiaohongshu at Witch of Jotun with a U this time. You can also find Austin in whatever he's currently in. I don't remember what he's in, but he's a high-profile actor. Okay, he works on a lot of stuff. Just remember that. And Jake, where you at?
Honestly, I'm at the Devil May Cry shop, and this shit's depressing, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. I miss Virgil. I need him back in my life.
Just say you want to make out with him so we can go home.
Bro, I just need him back. You don't understand. That man was quotable. He was a different level of Sigma, bro.
I want to make it known to everyone looking that Jake's is on the thumbnail, but not only that, he is sitting on my cousin. I don't appreciate it.
Your cousin gave me the pass. Your cousin gave me the wall pass.
That sounds kind of racist.
Oh, there you go. But yeah, without further ado,
that's not like Jake. I kind of want that to be a real thing, like Amanda Waller gives to the people.
The wall pass. You can call me Amanda.
Anytime you want, here you go. The wall pass.
Yeah, I guess without further ado, let's get into the news. Speaking of dark-skinned characters, let's talk about a dark-skinned.
Wait, hold on, that's kind of crazy.
Well, I'm trying to do a segue here, but we have Severus Snape has been casted in Harry Potter as a black man. What? In terms of I'm gonna get this out of the way. Are the haters right? I believe so in this case. But do I care? Do I care? Do I care? Not really.
I care. I care only because they kept going on and on and on and on about how we're gonna do the most faithful adaptation to the books that you can. And then after the first choice they made was like, fuck you. You don't know the reason this is a bigger deal. If you know anything about Severus Snape, this man is an incel. And once you add black to it, a lot of scenes with him that's going to be adapted become like hella racist for no reason. Sure. And it kind of makes it crash out even more unjustifiable because he's going to bully Harry Potter for as long as he can for no reason now. Well, no, for like a good reason now. If your father was a super racist man who almost ruined his life,
also,
it's kind of crazy. That's all I'm saying.
Looking at them side by side, there's just something about Snape. Like, by the way, so people know I hate I hate the Harry Potter movies. I am not a big fan of them. I think they're mostly boring.
I've never been a fan of Harry Potter, so
yeah,
that's why I'm not about this topic because I don't care.
Which you're disappointing me.
It's not about
because there are other stuff that are better than Harry Potter.
You know what? Which I agree. I put my foot down.
No. You can't say you agree because he was about to say Twisted. He was about to say Twisted Wonderland.
It's probably true. I think the magic in Harry Potter looks. I think the magic in Harry Potter looks boring.
Are y'all hearing what he's saying right now?
This is boring. I hated Harry Potter. I thought he was a boring character.
Rowling is a racist turf, man. I don't want to deal with her.
You got a racist author.
Y'all are going based on these movies that aren't good. I don't care what anyone says. The third movie is the best film.
Now listen. Now he might be cooking.
The only enjoyable part of this entire franchise is the fan base. That's the only enjoyable people.
No, there's two things. I'm going to do two things I enjoyed. I enjoyed that teacher villain from that one movie. She was phenomenal. No notes on her.
Dolores.
Great. Yes, loved her. Great. And two, Hogwarts Legacy. Even though that game could have been better.
Yeah.
But I did like that game.
I did like that game. Was probably the best Hogwarts thing you got. Like the Harry Potter thing you have. but
It's
outside the
true.
books. I'm not gonna lie.
Now I've been told that the books are more peak, and I'm willing to believe people because I've seen this YouTuber and she does like reenactments of scenes. I'm like, oh damn, that's funny. Actually, damn, Harry sounds kind of cool here. But so that's why I'm kind of giving this show a chance. But I will say this. I like the original Snape looks better. He looks like just like a shit heel. Like you know what I mean? Like he looks like a just
That's why it's crazy. 'Cause that was the one the few casting they got perfectly right. This is exactly what Snape's supposed to look like according to the book.
right. So, um, does that mean this dude will do bad? No, but
No,
I'll be thinking of Snape. I'll be thinking of this Snape the entire time.
I get that reference. I'm not gonna do the laugh, but I want to point out. I don't think their problem will be as bad. Well, we already know there's gonna be some people that complain, but if they wasn't trying to sell this to the fan base as the most accurate version of this thing, I don't think the problem would be as bad as it's coming out right now. To be honest, so like so I'll let people know like some of the big changes from the movies, from the books to the movies were like a lot of Snape's back stuff got cut. Jenny's whole side plot got like everything about her got cut, and she's the one who Harry Potter ends up with an end of the movies. And the reason her stuff got cut is because the writers of the films liked Hermione, and they wished that Harry got with Hermione. It was. This is why shipping culture, when it comes to major stuff, is bad, in my opinion.
Looking at you, Star versus the forces of evil.
But not only they do that,
Harry Potter's trash.
Jake, they actively took lines from every other character to make Hermione smarter in a lot of things.
And like, that was crazy. As a kid,
I lost a lot of his characterization because they gave it to Hermione.
And you know what's crazy? As a kid, I looked at Hermione. I said, "That's a cool character. I like that character. That's the only character I actually like here." So that's kind of funny. So is she a worse
like a lot of her lines
books?
and helping Harry figure out certain stuff Ron actually did, or Neville did, or any literally Snape did, and they gave it to her because they prefer her.
Well, so is she a worse character in the book? Like, what's going on? Or is she still cool?
No, she's a different character. She's still a bookworm and stuff, but it's more manageable. But because they turned it up so hard in the show, like she has more to her than just the books. Unlike the movie, tried to make it seem. They made it seem. Okay. Like you remember the scene when she punched Malfoy? There's a lot of stuff, more stuff like that in the books, but they took it away because they didn't think it was cute.
Oh, I see. Well, there you have it. At the end of the day, yeah, we also got the casting for another chick. I don't remember her name. It was in
yeah, we got McGonagall's casting. I forgot the name, but I know the lady. She's probably gonna do really good. She's an experienced actor. She's really good. We had there was one more casting. We got the casting for Dumbledore, and it was just an old guy. And I'm like, okay.
You know what I hate about this photo? It looks like
why he was so smug about it? Like, yep, I'm Snape.
Yeah, he's and then the back and the back, the other Snape's looking at him like, what the fuck? It's like, who are you? He's mad about it. But yeah, I guess like I said, I'm not.
I don't know. To be fair, Jake, a lot of the fan base was prepared as well for some of the casting to be race change just because. But they chose like the weirdest person to do it because of the reason I already stated, because a lot of his issues are now going to be race issues, and that kind of changed the whole concept of a lot of the scenes.
It's true.
Because people don't know, in Harry Potter, there's already like a racist stuff with the half bloods and people who aren't like magical people. Snape's already half blood, and now you made him black on top of
that. It's like, bro, pick a struggle.
Yes, thank you.
True words never said. True words never said.
So now it's like, God, leave it. I personally thought they were gonna make Hermione black because they did it for the play, or I thought they were gonna make Ron's whole family black, and I thought that was gonna be kind of funny.
That would be crazy.
That would have been hilarious. I already know that there's gonna be those incels on Twitter that's gonna be like, they keep changing all the redheads, and it's like, cry about it. I don't give a fuck.
Which you don't understand. I want like ginger black people.
But I honestly just thought that was what we were going to do.
Do they even exist?
I want we can make it happen. It's magic. That's how you know.
True. Make that
Yeah.
excuse.
It's a family curse. They're ginger. Oh wait, no, that could have some bad connotations to it. Never mind.
Struggle
Don't do
once
that.
you're ginger.
But yeah, I'll be watching the Harry Potter show because this is honestly probably the last time outside of the games that I will care about Harry Potter. So this is Harry Potter shit. Like I could read the books. You're very much right, audience. I just won't. So this is really it.
Yeah, you heard him. You heard him first, audience. He doesn't read.
Yeah, I read Bionicle, and that was already like I didn't think I was gonna read this much of it. So that's all I got. That's all I got. But yeah, all right, we'll be back next time at a later date for more Harry Potter news. Next up, Invincible, the TV show, continues to be
Bro,
invincible.
why you got the wait? You called me on guard?
What?
Okay, why you got the Infinity Gauntlet on?
No, I saw that too. I was like, oh, I guess it's a thing in the comic. I don't remember that fight that well.
I
I don't
didn't
know he
catch
has
off.
that
They
on.
caught me so off guard. I forgot he had a gauntlet, but it looks so much like Thanos.
Well, next week is the rematch of the century as two Walking Dead actors face off in the final episode of Invincible season 3. I forgot their names because I'm terrible with actors' names, but apparently Conquest actor
I know you're talking about.
it's like Jeffrey Dean Morgan, I think. Am I crazy?
Yeah, Jeffrey Dean Morgan, who y'all know from the Supernatural, The Walking Dead. The Supernatural, he was the dad. Walking Dead, he was Negan. In The Boys, he's the guy who was messing with Butcher the whole last season. And what name? Stephen. I believe the other guy is Stephen Ray.
Stephen Yeun. Stephen Yeun.
Oh yeah, Reed was his middle. The other kids, the character he played had that name. But for The Walking Dead, he was Glenn Ray, and Negan kind of bashed his head in. So now he gets a chance to do it one more time.
This is the rematch of media history. This is Stephen Yeun versus Jeffrey Dean Morgan at WrestleMania. All right, this is it. All right. In terms of like how season 3 has been going so far, I think it has the same problems as the other seasons where there's a lot happening. I think it's a bit more truncated this time.
The subtle changes are messing up the pacing like it did with season 1 for me.
You want to talk about them? By the way, we will be spoiling most likely.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah.
No spoilers. I will say the best one they did is Shrinking Ray and her. In the comic, it was a guy, and after the eating scene for season 2, this is a spoiler already happened a long time ago. In season 2, he gets eaten. In the comic, that was the end of the character. So they gave the character more stuff to do in the season, and her connection to Rex really fleshed out Rex a little bit more than the comics did. So that's probably the best thing they did. But when it comes to the people, they call it the Invincible War because there's a whole lot of Invincibles. I'm sure you've already seen the memes already. If you're on any site, you probably already seen. There's some of them.
Bro,
but let me tell you, the context for a lot of these guys were changed for the worse, in my opinion.
Even Omnivincible?
Well, he kinda. The reason I know people like the meme that he lost because of Yo-Yo, but he didn't lose because of Yo-Yo. He lost. The other guy killed him. The other guy was just choking him with a Yo-Yo when it happened.
No.
There's a spoiler happening in the comics. It's too late. Okay, it's not in the show. That's not a spoiler for the show. But for some of them, they got worse showing. Like okay, look, spoilers. Look, I'm gonna do a spoiler thing real quick. I have to say this spoiler thing for like 10 seconds. This shouldn't take more than 10 seconds. Mohawk Mark in his timeline beat Drag Jake.
Damn, how?
Exactly. That's my problem.
Was like a bitch?
The scaling for a lot of these marks has drastically changed because some of these dudes have beat are like the king of Viltrum, all the other crazy shit, but they're losing to people who aren't anywhere close to those people. Like the universes aren't that drastically different. That drag should be that weak. All right, that should be like 10 seconds.
I need people to understand that my biggest problem with Invincible is the entire superhero community just fucking sucks. Like they're just god awful. At least the ones we follow the whole time. They're just awful. And people are like, I remember people trying to fit like, well, no, you just want to show all the superheroes win all the time. Like, no, it's like, man, go back to season 2? Duplicate.
It's basically Amazing Ultimate Spider-Man all over again. But these people are experienced.
Duplicate fights a dude who's like Duplicate Rex. The scene where like Rex gets his head blown off and everybody loves him and everything. Like, they're fighting the Lizard League, and they're picking their dance partners. Duplicate's only power is that she splits up into multiple people. She doesn't get stronger. She doesn't get more like she doesn't get flight or anything. She decides I'm gonna fight the hulkish build dude by myself with all my clones, and I'm just like 120 pounds. And then surprise, surprise, they all die. Okay. Shrieking Ray decides to fight the girl with like the knives and shit. And honestly, I'm sitting here watching this fight. I'm like, if they just switched who they were fighting, they probably would have been fine. And it's our problem with a lot of their fights. It's like they just like Shapesmith, for instance. Shapesmith, his whole thing is like he elongates around people. Like he's basically Reed or Kamala Khan. But he fights a dude in this season whose powers is like, if you hit me, I get stronger. And he doesn't think to just like grab him and just hold him there, which he is perfectly capable of doing. But I don't know. All the superheroes just kind of suck at fighting.
That's
So I don't
always
really
been my
feel
problem.
yeah.
But
yeah,
my problem worse is like with Eve. Your power that you can literally change atoms. Every time you make this construct, it immediately breaks. Just do something else.
Right.
You know
People
you can do it. You have done it to other stuff. Just do it to people.
And you know what's crazy? If you want to see an example of that, she did that in her special. In her special, she's a completely different fighter.
Exactly.
She starts to she's doing combo moves. She was doing like creative uses of her powers. But when she's fighting like other Viltrumites, all of a sudden it's like I'm Gwen Tennyson from Benson Alien Force.
So, basically, the worst part is, and if the next episode does the full conquest fight, she's going to pull off something that's going to piss people off. Either people are going to love her for it, or they're going to hate her for it. But I'm telling you right now, the way she uses her powers in the next episode is going to be a deal breaker for her character for a lot of people when it comes to fights.
But I think, but you know, like Invincible himself, like the character's still enjoyable, even if he's kind of an idiot. But that's the point. He's like an idiot teenager, so he's like learning stuff. I get it.
We call him Invincible, sir. If you say
yeah,
the
he's
end
very
part,
invincible.
you have to do the
well, listen, he is starting to learn a little bit. He had a rematch with a guy, like he fought a guy and he barely won, and then he had a rematch with him, and he actually like, and he just pretty much like low diffed him. It was kind of funny. This dude came in like, I'm gonna kill you, Invincible. Invincible was like, nah, stop. Like I'm not in the mood. It was kind of funny to watch. Yeah, the show was kind of funny. So,
can I ask if a person showed up in the show yet? Because I'm not watching like every episode.
Yeah, go ahead.
Did Dinosaur show up yet, or did that later?
No, he didn't show up.
Okay.
Which is weird. I thought you wanted to set that up. No, yeah.
You want to see a dumb Invincible moment? It's coming. It's on the way, y'all.
I think my problem with Invincible too is that if you're not a Viltrumite villain, you are kind of stupid. Like all the other villains are just stupid. Some of them are like fine. Like the Doc Seismic, he's just a goofy villain. Who cares? But you get the villains I'm supposed to feel something.
He's basically their Dr. Animal in a way, bro. That's what he kind of felt like.
Right. So I'm okay with him. Those are characters I'm cool with. But the other characters I'm supposed to feel bad for. You got Powerplex and Angstrom Levy.
Who's an idiot?
And I'm like, right, both of them are idiots. Powerplex is like Powerplex would have been fine.
It was dumb.
Right. It was really stupid. Powerplex's thing would have been fine if they just didn't show a scene from season 1. Like he's watching footage of season 1 and they showed one scene that's like, okay, so everything you do after this point is just fucking stupid.
I forgot about that. Bro, he's basically those people that tried to blame everyone else for their problems. Anyone wanted to see could clearly tell what's happening except for this man.
It's true. But what's crazy is if you take that scene out and then the Invincible War happens, from his perspective, he's justified. he's like,
if they really wanted to do it, they should have did BVS. That movie's terrible, but did that scene right?
All right. Which they did actually. They did. That was a problem though. They did do that. They had that's how he was introduced. They have a BVS moment. And then later he looks up a video that vindicates Invincible, but he's still mad at him. For some reason. It's really weird.
That's not me though. From Bruce Wayne's point of view, all he knows is the city's falling down. And he knows it's because of this person specifically. He has no other context.
Right.
It's crazy giving him more context ruined the moment. That's kind of crazy.
It's true. As for Angstrom, his thing, and I know the comic's gonna lampshade it. I'm sure it's gonna be in the show eventually.
I actually
But
hate
he's
him in the show.
just
I'm not gonna lie.
yeah, he's so goddamn dumb. Like he's like the
Yeah,
whole
in the
plan
show,
with the
I
Invincible.
think they changed some of his dialogue stuff. Like he feels a lot worse. I don't know what it is.
I don't know if in the comic he's better. I just know that in this show, I like don't like him. Like when the Invincible War starts, at that point, I'm like, okay, so you just like lost me. Like, I don't even understand what you're even mad about. Like, what are you upset about with this mark in particular? You're in fact, because I don't know if it's in the comic. When they show Angstrom's memories of the Invincible, because when people watch season 2, Angstrom's whole thing is that he's mad at this mark because he has the memories of all the other Angstroms in the multiverse who've all been wronged by
Yeah,
Mark. But the problem with that is he's perfectly okay with working with those marks. One of them, who we saw in a
no, no.
scene kill his
He
son,
invited the one that actively want his specific life.
right? he's like, okay, well, like help me go beat up this mark that doesn't do anything to me. Okay, sure. I can't. No, I just can't stand that character. Honestly, I'm just more interested in the Viltrumite stuff, which I know is like a thing in the comics where it's like the Viltrumite stuff is the main plot, but it's a shame
Yeah,
because I
they're
kind
gonna
of
be the
just wish
main
they gave
plot
us some
forever.
right. And the thing, it's a shame because even if Engstrom was dumb, fine. Because again, I know it's gonna lead to a moment later, but like Powerplex didn't have to be bad. Powerplex could have been like a genuinely like good character. I felt. He's just like stupid. So I don't know. In terms of the Omni-Man plot, I'm really interested in that as well. I know, like I know where that leads, but I don't know the in betweens. Like I don't know Omni-Man and Debbie how they meet, what happens then. I just know what happens later. So I'm interested in that. In terms of the news for this, which we actually didn't talk about, funny enough, we're getting confirmed more seasons of the show. And apparently, we're getting maybe more specials as well, maybe 2 more specials. I can't think of who. Maybe Rex. I mean, not Rex. Robot. I
Yeah,
think we'll probably get a
you're
special
joking.
Rex.
I can see a Rex special as like a send off thing for him.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe Shrinking
I
Ray's
shouldn't
like
have said it,
finds
but
out.
I can see it.
Yeah, yeah. Shrinking Ray has maybe a thing, and then Shrinking Ray maybe like remembering him and learns the history of Rex and all that. And
I think it'll
then
be him and
I'm
Robot, to be honest.
yeah, I think because Robot needs huge
Oh,
setup for later.
didn't
So
Alan already get like a whole episode, so he don't need a special?
he had an episode. They literally called it like Alan. I think the episode was just called Alan the Alien or something like that.
Yeah.
They went over his origin. Yeah, so I think it's got to be him. Oh my god, I hope it's not Immortal. I would never watch that show. I would turn my TV off. I'm not watching
I
Immortal
went
stuff.
back, by the way. You know how everyone was like laughing of like, oh, this guy was Abraham Lincoln. He wasn't actually
Mhm.
Abraham Lincoln. He knew the guy would get assassinated, so he took his place.
Oh, that's crazy. Oh, you want to talk about a terrible character? It's Immortal and Duplicate. I don't
Yeah.
even I hate
The
those
worst part
characters.
is this is pretty much exactly how they were in the in the comics. It's more justified because Immortal wasn't shown to be able to even make Voltemites bleed. For people
Yeah.
now, in the comics, when Omni-Man fights the Guardians of the Globe, he destroys them, no damage, 5 seconds in. The show made it such a more of a drag out fight that it made you think Immortal was good or strong. He's not, and that's why all his fights seem disappointing because he was never meant to be strong.
Which is crazy because it makes more sense that the Guardians were a threat because that's the only reason Omni Man would have it. Because Omni Man could just like do the invasion. Like who cares? You know what I mean? Like if he could take them out in 5 seconds, what does he need to
No,
kill them
no,
for?
no, no.
So
The whole point, no, no. That's why I didn't like how the way the show framed it. In the comic, he was just waiting for Mark to get his powers, and the day Mark got his powers, he did it.
oh right, that's right. You did tell me that. Yeah, you did tell me that.
Yeah, in the show, he did it just offhandedly for no reason, and then waited like a month, like months before for his son to get his powers and stuff, just to be like, "Well, it's time." It was dumb. I hated it. I don't see how people liked it. I understand they needed
Yeah,
a hook to make sure people stayed for season 1, but that was not it.
yeah. I think they should have just made the plot. I mean, I know it has to be a season ender, and it's a great season ender, but maybe make it like shorter. I guess it's more. Well, no, my problem is more like Omni Man doesn't teach him like anything. I mean, he teaches him some things like how to push a boulder back into space and how to interrogate people, but like he should have taught him how to fight. Like you know what I mean? Like it would have made more sense if he was like, okay, well, let me like help you learn the basics before we go take on the world, like Cecil and all that, because they might have something that could kill you. You know, I don't know, but Anyway, the next 2 seasons, I know everyone's waiting. They're looking at their watches. They're like, "Where is Anissa? Is she coming back? And are we doing the scene?" The more we go on, the
I
more I'm
doubt it,
thinking
bro.
no.
Everything
I'm
we
thinking no.
see, I doubt it, bro.
And so I'm thinking we change it to a cheating scandal because we still need it to have an impact of some kind. That's what I
I think
suspect.
I still think you can do it. I just think like, it can be the forceful way it was.
Mm.
I see
I'm
him get
not
away
sure.
with drugging and still doing the scene.
Yeah, where he's like drugged. She's like, "Yeah, maybe." We'll have to see. If they do it though,
Because the
I'll
kid
take my
has to
hats
be
off.
bored, and I don't think
Right.
you can justify Mark cheating when you know everything that has to happen after.
I think, yeah, maybe. I don't know the ins and outs of Invincible, so maybe it does fuck up something. I'm thinking like maybe like Eve does something to
Uh,
him, fucks him over. You know,
no,
I don't know.
Eve actually had like a lot of like messed up scenes too going forward. It's like if you do this with all the other stuff that Eve had to go through, I very much doubt she'll stay with him. Like it would be like she'll be stupid to stay with him if he cheated. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay. Okay. Um, but yeah, I guess we'll see. Like I said, Invincible, cool show. It hasn't lost me. As it's just more like I'm more waiting for the Viltrumites because everything on Earth is just kind of shitty. I have no vested. I like Rex. Rex, I like Rex. He's the only one. Eve, she I ate. I like Mark. Actually, no, I like little Oliver. I like little Oliver. He's a funny dude. I actually like his whole plot. Uh, I like when he starts sounding like I like how he starts sounding like his dad in that one episode was pretty cool. And how Mark's like, oh my god, like what do I do? Um, I like how like his whole arc of trying to make normal friends, even though it's not gonna last that long. Like I also like how he keeps telling Mark, like, Mark, just kill these people, like fuck you. Um, so I don't know. I like Mark. I like Oliver, but that's about it. Outside of
Uh,
that,
people
okay.
have this like people seem to have this like notion that Mark is basically like a mix between Superman and Nightwing, and I kind of see it.
No, I
Like
get
all the
it.
stuff they go through, it just isn't the world just isn't as like idealistic as DC is for him to like truly
Yeah,
get that feeling. But
yeah,
by the time he ends the series, he would probably be that Superman type figure for people.
yeah. So after they get through with hating him, actually, I don't know. I don't know in the comic and the show. It seems like everyone just went through the Invincible War, and they're like, "All right, Mark, we know it's not your fault. Whatever, go back."
Well, to be fair, the end of the show is like we got probably like 5 more seasons.
Right, sure. But all right, yeah, that's Invincible. We'll be keeping an eye on it. So this one
That
is
was visible.
Pokemon.
He was very
Yeah,
visible all season.
it does. Yeah. This is Pokemon Legends ZA. A new Pokemon game came out, and then the ex Nintendo marketing director came out and said, "Listen, I know y'all complain about them graphics, and I'm here to tell you, they're gonna stay trash the whole time. they're not getting any better than this. Don't try to Sonic fan it. Don't be like, oh, they're still working on the game. Nah, it's gonna look like this. All right, I don't say like so.
What's wrong with the graphics?
Still gonna play it because I don't give a
But
fuck about the graphics.
Pokemon fans have been wanting a graphics update for Pokemon for like fucking years. I
No,
think like
that's fair.
Legends,
No, that's
yeah,
fair.
yeah, they've been wanting a graphics overhaul for a long time, and then Sword and Shield came out, and people were just kind of sick of it. They're just like, "Nah, stop! This has got to stop! I don't like the way this shit looks."
Well, yeah.
Uh,
To be fair, I think the graphics of the current gen has been the same since what Black and White one.
I think so. Well, we're talking about 3D. Was Black and White one 3D?
No. X,
It
It
was
was like,
the
two
3D started
3D
with X and
because it was
Y.
you had
yeah, it was two
And that
3D.
was over
Yeah.
10 years ago. That was
my
12
thing is that's fair,
Hmm.
but I get to the degree. With all a lot of games, other games become more realistic and stuff. It would be more interesting to get a more realistic looking Pokemon game. I don't mean like realistic looking Pokemon in general. I just mean like the environment, really going through the grass to get Pokemon, all that stuff. And they've been
Just more
slowly
artsy.
making those changes. What?
I would say more like artsy. It doesn't have to be real, but more stylized. I mean, this looks kind of
No,
like I'm
I
not saying
agree.
like
I'm just saying. I'll
yeah,
just give an example of how like the
yeah,
rest of every other game series you see has like progressed besides like
yeah.
Digimon.
Right.
I
No, I
don't
don't
even
know.
say Digimon kind of have with their story series.
Mhm. Um, I think. I mean,
What
this
was it?
game. I mean,
Jake.
What's up?
I was gonna say, no, I'm sorry for keep cutting you off.
Yeah.
The main thing I kept seeing people say was that Pokemon, despite like how the graphics look, Pokemon still don't truly feel like they're just naturally a part of this world.
I never heard that take. I don't know if I well speak
I
it.
heard it
What are people
three
saying?
times. I don't really agree, but I get
Mhm.
it. I understand like so for I understand it a little bit. How varies and how crazy every Pokemon and different all of them look. None of them really feel like they fit their environment anymore. But I don't
Oh,
think
I
that's
see
a
what you're saying.
game
Okay,
problem. I think that's a situation
that's like
problem.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, I've had that, if that's what people are saying. I've had that problem for like a while. Or like I think after Diamond and Pearl, they started making them just be anything. I mean, I think even Diamond and Pearl had some of those Pokemons, but um, more so like later on, it was just like Jesus. Um, I think in terms of how I feel about the graphics debate, definitely more stylized, but I'm not gonna be too harsh on them because for the first time in a Pokemon game, you can tell your Pokemon to dodge mid fight, and I think that's like
I thought that was
W
cool. I'm
W
hoping
change.
I'm
You
hoping
know what I
that
mean?
they bring back Pokemon of Me, which was that little space where you can like play with your Pokemon from
Oh
X
no,
One.
they have Pokemon Home now. That does well, you
You have
don't
to
get to play with
camp.
the Pokemon.
Pokemon Home's a separate thing.
I don't know.
I think you had
But
the camp in the game where you can play with your Pokemon.
yeah. Um I think I do like the gameplay change, the dodge mechanic because even as I wanted that since I was a fucking child. Like you'll like I mean anybody who's watched the original anime, you watch the
I
anime, you see them be like the dodge and they dodge and attack us everything. Then you go play the turn based game and your Pokemon just like takes a slap to the face. You're like, why'd you dodge that? You fucking idiot.
no,
You know what I mean?
I
So,
like it. I just don't understand how it will work though. You can just keep telling your Pokemon to die. Then would it just still matter to the chance counter if you're fast or not, like your regular Pokemon
that's
games do?
that's true. I haven't watched any of the foot. I've seen like a little bit, so I don't know. Maybe it will. I would like to see
I'll say
sex
that
appeal.
I never understood like how that was gonna like be a thing.
Maybe we're taking out the or maybe it's like you say dodge and you get like you're giving the Pokemon a higher percent chance to dodge, but that doesn't mean they will. You know what I mean? Like maybe like a Pokemon just is more nimble, and so he can get there to you quicker, and your Pokemon's more sluggish, so it takes a little. You have to say dodge a little bit earlier than like a faster Pokemon. Maybe like that. I don't know. In terms of what we know, the starter games, we're bringing back some old starters too. Bayleaf being one of them, which no one cares about, I guess. But
Chikorita, Totodile, and
Tigrelia,
some fire one that wasn't Cyndaquil because of the whole Cyndaquil scandal.
yes. But Cyndaquil, I still love Cyndaquil. You're still my guy, bro. I believe in you.
Yeah,
Just not your
I
story,
wouldn't
though.
blame it on him. That's messed up.
No.
Y'all wrote that story, now
Right.
y'all mad about it?
Right. So, um, and I think my only gripe with this too is like it doesn't like they call it Pokemon Legends, but I don't feel like it's a legend. You know what I mean? Like it's not really a legend. Like the
It feels
first
that
Pokemon
way.
Legends. Yo, which did you play Pokemon Legends? You play the first one?
No, I want to get it though, but I haven't played it.
Man, that game was addicting as fuck. Those Pokemon were trying to
Bro,
bully you into this.
I'm unemployed right now. You think I can afford to get games? No.
No, that's fine. I'm telling you and I'm telling more of the audience. I'm like that game is addicting. Like just go down to the world and just like spam throwing Pokeballs at Pokemon, and then if you piss off the wrong Pokemon, he will bully the fuck out of you. And the fields was insane. Um, and I like the whole world. I like even the time period where people are like, man, I don't know, like I don't know if we the fact that you could even catch more than one Pokemon in a month was insane back then. Or even the fact there was like the ethical debate too. They had like, is it okay to ask Pokemon to battle for us? Like that doesn't seem really right. Like they did tackle all those questions you would have about the Pokemon world. So seeing it be more modernized, but still back in time is kind of like a minus for
Showing
me.
the
It's kind of a
origin of
goal
the
for me.
original slave trade is crazy to me. I'm just saying.
Right? Yeah. I mean, like I want to be there. I want to be in the room where it happened. All right.
Don't
So
say
I'm
that.
but
Don't let the musical
I
theater
want to
fan
be there
you.
when it happens.
but yeah, having it more modernized, I do agree with fans that had this complaint. It does kind of rob the feeling of like a Legends game. It'll be like if you play like a mystery dungeon game, but like you were in a human city, and it'll be like, like it works. This is
To,
not
to
as
be
cool.
fair, at least that was set up in a mystery dungeon game. Because one of them, you're a human who gets turned to a Pokemon.
That is true. That is true. But yeah, and I didn't put it here, but we do have like our starter protagonist, but apparently our rivals looks cooler than us, which I thought was kind of lame. Like
Yeah,
they have their
I
outfits.
swear, if we
Yeah.
can't customize
I
our
don't like the.
character, I don't want it.
Mm.
You can customize them, but it's never like real full customization.
You act like
So
I
like you can
haven't
put a hat
played
on. Look
Pokemon
like this hat.
for the past 15 years.
um, yeah, I don't like the looks of them. We need to go. Like I said, I think Pokemon needs a stylistic overhaul, honestly. But we'll get there someday.
I don't
Seems
think
like
it's
they're trying
funny because
something.
like saying you what about the Digimon like story games? They're probably the only Digimon games that compete with Pokemon in a natural sense.
Mhm.
Say if you want about those characters, you can look at every one of those characters and they feel like they're all their own person. Even their
Mhm.
protagonists.
Mhm.
But protagonist for Pokemon games, I want to say like pass black and white. It just feels bland.
I
Right.
love black and white. Get out of here with that
Black
nonsense.
and white's great. No, we agree.
I literally said pass black and white.
Mhm.
Exactly. No one talks shit about
Yeah.
black and white. I'm gonna beat your ass.
I like the Alola design for the characters. I like them. I think it's like after Alola, honestly, where I stopped giving a fuck about where they looked. Because I think once again after Alola, they were just kind of generic. That's just me though.
No, no. You know the design that pissed me off the most, Jake?
What's up?
Was it Leon's brother, Hop? Where the fuck his name was?
Oh,
Yeah, hop,
how? Hop?
hop.
Oh yeah.
I was
Big
like,
Yeah.
hop.
Hop, bro, this is nice.
Mm.
They made sure you'll never leave your brother's shadow. You were uncool in every way possible.
So we can
uh,
all agree that Piers is cool.
yes,
Yeah.
perhaps. And
Love
your boy
Piers.
Guzma.
Oh, I love
So,
Guzma.
yeah.
Guzma's
Apparently he was done. He was done dirty in the anime. Apparently, but
I
see
saw a
about
Yeah,
little bit of.
he got hold.
that.
To be fair, most organizations don't get done well in the anime.
Plus, like,
Because
Team Skull isn't really a villain team per se. They're more of like just a group of thugs.
I heard whoever the villain was for I want to say X and Y, but I could be wrong. Whatever villain organization that was, they did fucking amazing. They were fucking amazing in the
Team
anime because
Flare.
the anime. I think so. The anime there's one of the arcs, one of the Pokemon animes. They stopped the show to dedicate a whole arc to that organization. Apparently, that arc was fucking fire.
Yeah,
I forgot which one it was.
no
I have to
puns
go watch
intended because they're Team Flare.
it. Right. So there you go.
I think
Um,
people like what they did with Ed in the anime, but I was done watching Pokemon at that
I
point.
love N. N was my queer awakening. Fun fact to anyone who didn't know that about me.
there you go.
He was my queer
Uh,
awakening, and I will never forget it.
yeah. But
I will.
but
Uh,
speaking of series in need of a stylistic overhaul, I guess we go on to the next topic, which is Sonic Unleashed has returned from the dead, and Sega didn't do it. A fan of the Sonic community came together and with his own resources, his own money, his own time, and ported Sonic Unleashed to the PC for a modern generation, a modern audience of PC players. This was unprecedented, as far as I'm aware. As far as I think the internet's aware, no company has allowed a fan to just port a game. Usually you can emulate a game, but this guy even changed the settings, remastered some things as well. It effectively is just Sonic Unleashed for the PC, as if Sega or Sonic Team would do it, which is kind of why this is insane. And people were kind of waiting for a
That
couple of
means
days
they're
for
going to
Sonic Team
buy it
to
from them. Obviously, they take credit.
maybe because people were waiting for a couple of days for Sonic Team to do something about it, and they didn't. And so now it's still there. I mean, you can still get it like right now for free. Um,
for
and
free?
for free. And you can add it to the Steam page too, so it looks like another game on your Steam library. It's kind of insane, honestly. For people who don't know, Sonic Unleashed is a 2008 game starring the titular character Sonic the Hedgehog, as he is transformed into a werehog, a werewolf mixed with a hedgehog. But he only turns into the werehog at night, which means he will be spending daytime levels speeding around the world and nighttime levels beating people's asses. It had a very simple story, very fun daytime stages. At the time, no one loved the werehog at all. It was just kind of like uh bootleg God of War. Like we have God of War at home, kind of combat.
People cope about it
Um,
The
now.
amount of
They're
AMVs
revision
that
its history, act like it was always good.
yeah,
I've seen so many AMVs from this game, it's not even funny, and I'm not even a Sonic fan like that.
yeah. The
Yeah,
reason we
we
got
should
this
do that
Warhawk
like
just
that.
the reason we got this Warhawk fun fact is because at the time IGN and game critics were complaining that Sonic did not need his friends in the games. And when the argument was that Sonic didn't need different gameplay styles, so Sonic Team said, "Oh, you don't want any other gameplay characters? Like we were gonna put Knuckles in the game, but I guess we're gonna change this to Sonic and make it another variant." So that's why we have this. Um, in terms of the actual game, I
Even
played it
then, I
on the.
don't see how it'll be Knuckles. Like this the whole story around stuff have to change. Will it just be
No, I think it
Eggman
was.
dropping Sonic from space just casually?
I suspect it was different. I don't think this. I think we just got the final version, but I remember they said that they were gonna do Knuckles or and Shadow were gonna supposed to be in the story. I don't know what Shadow's gonna do. I don't know what Shadow could possibly
Hello.
have done. Maybe like a second story mode
He
with him
was
in
the
it. Maybe like
werewolf.
a yeah. There you go. That said, this game, like I said, I played this game. I played the Wii version, and then I played the Xbox version years later. The Wii version is fun. But the problem with it is like it's not as like visually interesting as the Xbox 360 version. That said, it has the better final boss because everyone and their mama will tell you the final boss on the Xbox 360 version is ass, but but the Wii version is actually
Yeah, I'm
pretty
gonna
okay.
hit up my
And
mom. I'm gonna
also,
hit up my mom and be like, "Hey, is it true that the final boss in Sonic Unleashed was better on the Wii?"
Oh, you mean the Sonic Unleashed Xbox 360 version? Oh my god, that
Yeah,
sucked.
that go to my mother, who's not really a nerd at all, and I have to like
Yes,
sit her down to watch an anime with her.
she'll know. She'll understand. What were you gonna say,
Mhm.
Austin?
none. Never mind.
Oh, okay. But yeah, so this port also comes with some features that actually make that I imagine make the game more enjoyable to play. For instance, one annoying thing about the Warhog stages is that every time you got into a fight, you would hear this song. Sonic fans, sing it with me. Ba-da, 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 and this song would play obnoxiously. You would hear this song more than the level music. Imagine you hear like this calm level music and you're like really vibing to it. And then every second you really get into it. And so now you have the ability to turn that shit off. And I'm telling you, it looks a lot more play more fun to play. I can sit through it a little bit better. Um, Another thing you can turn on to with some mods you can also install because this game is heavily moddable. You can turn off the ability for metal hunting. Sonic Unleashed had a problem where so the thing was this is the first game to introduce the boost in 3D. Originally the boost formula was introduced in a game called Sonic Rush, and that game was so good they made a
Yeah.
second one. And that game was so great, they said, let's put that shit in 3D because people aren't fucking with this adventure shit anymore. So the problem with the boost formula was that it made the game too quick. Because if you just played only the daytime stages, you could probably beat the game in like less than an hour. So that's why they had to have a combat focus on it. And then to extend it even further, they had a medal system. The medal system basically meant you had to collect a certain amount of levels to go on to the night version of the level, and then you had to collect a certain amount of levels to go to the next daytime stage. And this shit was annoying for a lot of people, including myself, because at some point you will have to stop the game. You have to stop your progress to look for medals just randomly. And usually they will be in the Werehog stage, which made it even worse. So not only if you weren't fucking with the Werehog stage, did you have to play it again, you have to spend more time in the stage looking for medals. It was really annoying. Anyway, with this mod, you can turn that shit off and you can just play the game normally. And thanks for God for that. But another thing
Like
that's
a weirdo.
this like a weirdo. But another thing this introduces that the modding community was in full effect. Now you can change things about Sonic Unleashed that makes it fun. There's this really uncanny mod I really enjoy. I enjoy it, but I don't know if I would play with it. You can play Sonic Unleashed with the SA1 models, but the SA1 models are animated. Sonic Adventure 1, by the way. But the SA1 polygon models are animated in the cutscene. It looks so uncanny. And you can have Sonic, Tails, and Amy all look like, and Eggman look like their Sonic Adventure 1 counterparts. It's really well done, but it looks really weird. Another thing you can do is you see this character in the middle here. His name is Chip. You can change this small little guy to a chibi version of Hatsune Miku, and you can have her in the
I
cutscenes
saw
instead.
that. I saw that on
Yes.
TikTok.
Yes.
What kind of
And which,
freak are you?
well, listen, it looks really good. You can also change
It
Sonic into
actually does look
Shadow.
really good. Austin, if I find it again, I will send it to you.
and I don't know the lore behind this, but this has been a big deal this last week. I mean, no one's been bitching about it, but I did want to bring this up because I actually did like the model. Meet Trans Femme Sonic. This was another thing that fans did
Yay!
as well.
Does
I
Yay!
Witch make this?
no, it was you can watch the cutscenes and everything. And they also actually, which funny enough, they changed the voice for Sonic in that mod, so they actually sounds like a film representation in there too as well. So
I love
that's cool.
that.
Speaking
No,
of
part of
voice,
the reason why I'm assuming that people did this is because there's a lot of queer people in the Sonic fandom, especially trans people, so I get it.
possibly, but like I said, no one's been complaining about it, so I only brought it up because I thought the model looked cool, but it is what it is. And less cool than this, people have modded so that Roger Craig Smith can voice act the Sonic lines with AI.
Why
And
do they mod in Sonic goddamn family, huh?
the underground cast. Um, I don't hate Roger Craig. I have to say this every time because Sonic fans will always get mad. I don't hate
I do.
Roger Craig Smith.
Fuck you,
I hate
Roger
his
Craig
Sonic.
Smith.
I hate his Sonic. I think his Sonic is terrible. And even hearing with the Unleashed lines, some of those lines he does pretty good with the AI assistance, but other lines it's just kind of terrible. And I
That's what
can't stand
AI
it.
does. It's awful.
All right, but no, it's like, well, the thing is, like, Roger Craig Smith has had a history of just not doing Sonic lines correctly. He does some really well, like the one in Generations, Shadow Generations. He has a really good voice exchange with Shadow. But most times I listen to Roger Craig Smith outside of Sonic Boom. I don't like him that much. But yeah, this is unprecedented. It's just another example of how talented Sonic modders are. The only other time we had something like this, I think, was Sonic Triple Trouble, which also got released, but that's such a small game. I didn't see really Sonic Team really caring. This is like the first mainline game that's got a full ass port. You can play the boss fights and everything. So it's not even like Project 06. So shout out to the creator of this. If you're interested, go play it. I promise you the difference is night and day. Oh, I'm
No
sorry, I
puns
really like that
intended.
line. Actually, it was intended, very much intended. So there you go.
Puns
Um,
intended.
puns intended. Next up, Thunderbolts are go into Toy Stories. Thunderbolts director says that this story is inspired by Toy Story 3.
What?
Yeah, there
Yeah.
was this. And we also had Florence Pug, Yelena say that if the movie feels like an A24, well, feel like an A24 like movie with superheroes. Like, wait, what? What are you talking about?
I
They're not
found
something
out
to brag about.
I feel like I found this out recently, so this is something that like I think screenwriters like need to convey better. A lot of movies that we watch are based off other movies. Like I found out that a lot of the screenwriting process for movies is more like they say they took inspiration from this thing, but if they did it right, by the time the movie is made, it will resemble very little of that. Like it'll have the DNA of the thing they stole, but it won't be that thing, if that makes sense. So it's possible he's saying it's inspired by Toy Story 3, but by the time you see the movie, you're not really going to see the resemblance that much. Is
He said
what I'm guessing.
specifically, it's like Toy Story 3 in the sense of everyone's lost on their place and stuff, and then they end up in the garbage chute about to burn to death and got to figure out
Hmm.
their way out.
Okay. Yeah, so that's all right. That sounds fine. That is kind of what they're doing. Unless if I'm missing something. Um, the A24 film, I don't know. I mean, I like A24
Yeah,
film.
I
I
don't
don't
know.
know.
I don't know what that was confusing me.
Yeah, it's like I don't know what that means, but
A24 so
I
hit or
like
miss. I don't know if that want to be your claim to fame for your film.
right. Yeah. It's like it depends on the A24 film, I guess. Um, I'm gonna say this again because I've seen more of John Walker lately and the old shit he's been in. John Walker's a W character. He doesn't need defenders. Let him be himself. I just want to say
Uh,
that. Well, so
yeah, he kind of does. Denzel Camp made him a Nazi for no reason.
Oh, I'm in the MCU. I didn't mean in the comics. I don't know.
I just mean in general. I think he needs somebody to defend him now. Okay, he
Oh
going through it.
yeah, yeah. But yeah. I'm not really interested in this movie, and I think the only person I'm here for is just John Walker. I think he's the only character I'm coming here to see. So I'm like, yeah,
What?
I'll see.
What about Buck
What?
Buck?
Have you not seen him? What's he gonna do that's gonna impress me? He went through his arc. He's fine. All right, he healed.
He's gonna
What do I give
give
a
you love and affection.
Whatever. But we got. I mean, I'm only here for John Walker, Bucky, I guess. Whatever. Uh, Everybody else, you're just kind of arguing for my attention for like 2 hours. So good luck with that.
Isn't that
Um,
respectable?
no. Anyway, next up is Witch. That son of a bitch, Christopher Chaos returns.
Well, you didn't use the picture that I sent you, but from the article I sent you, but that's okay. That's a-okay. So, besties, I got some news for all my Christopher Chaos fans, all 5 of us that are out there. So we're coming back in June, guys. And I went to go pre-order this, and it turns out it's just a continuation of the main book. So I'm not complaining. Let me get the actual let me get the thing. If Instagram wants to work with me, thank you. Anyways, so just announced it's coming back. It's coming back in June, and it's called Children of the Night. It's the next chapter. Finally, I'm excited. I've waited weeks for this since issue 15 dropped. I hope that someone will watch this and be like, oh, that sounds interesting, I'm gonna read it. I actually got someone to actually start reading this comic because they posted a video being like, oh, I love Frankenstein characters, and I was like, oh, have you read this comic? I think you might like it. And they were like, no, I haven't. And I was like, cool, I'll send it your way. And then I did, and then here we are. So finally my hard work has paid off, and now we're getting more Christopher Chaos, and I still have to finish my Adam cosplay. I need to make that damn cloak. So wish me luck on that. There's not much to say. We did get some really cool like the cover art, the main cover art is really good, and then some awesome variant covers that I'm gonna try to get, but I know I'm gonna have to go to a different shop just to get it. So stay tuned.
Yeah, you gotta get her, or Crypt is gonna cry about it.
I don't give a fuck if he cries about it. I don't give a fuck.
But I do.
Anyway.
Yeah, but Jake does.
But I do.
That's all about that. I just wanted to bring that up. Please go read Christopher Chaos. If you want the link, DM me. I will send you the link, no problem. Yeah.
Next up, apparently comic books are becoming a big thing for kids in Europe. So this is this seems like an unprecedented boom in the comic book industry, coming soon in a European nation near you. The only reason I wanted to bring this up is because I think it's kind of interesting. It seems like a lot of this attributed to, well, I mean, you could the usual suspects, anime, manga. People are more reading that now. I am interested what the comic book landscape is going to look like in the. It is comics. What are you talking about? It's literally comics. They're reading more comics.
No, I'm saying I'm not. I know thousands of people who read a manga like I'll never pick up American comic in my life. Okay.
Oh no. No. Apparently, they're reading. So children's comics are on the rise in Europe. That's what I'm getting at. And so people are suspecting that in the coming years that this will lead to more comic readers, at least in the European areas. Assuming we live that long, of course.
Comics are they reading? What are kids comics?
Probably European comics.
Yeah, European. Let me get the article up real quick so I can get that because
yeah, because it says specifically kids are reading kids comics more. Like, what counts as a kid comic, bro? That's all I'm asking.
I don't know. Sonic the Hedgehog.
If you say
Spider-Man.
They're reading Spider-Man. I'm feel somewhere. I might.
Listen, it's okay. Sometimes Spider-Man is for kids. Okay. Remember when they did that?
Not my.
They did that one. They did that one Spider-Man comic about abuse. And that was for kids. That was for kids. Okay.
We don't talk about Skip, okay?
Spider-Man doesn't either. All right, let's see. Diary of a Wimpy Kid and Bunny versus Monkey books apparently are very big in Europe right now.
Is Diary of a Wimpy Kid a comic?
I guess it's considered. It has pictures and words, so I guess it would.
Yeah, count. But it's more of a novel, isn't it?
Is it?
Like I want to call like Captain Underpants.
More novel.
No.
Look it up.
Oh, give me a second. Reading more.
Yeah, figure that's good a novel.
Yeah.
I remember reading those books when it came out. like those are like more novels than anything, but they do have pictures, so they're for kids, obviously.
Well, according to this article and the one of the people being quoted, it does count. I don't know if that actually counts in literary terms, though. You need to look that up. But it is kind of good though, because it is coming at a time where kids are reading less. So it is kind of interesting that this is actually even happening to begin with. So
It's those damn phones.
those damn phones. I mean, you can read on the phone.
That's what I
Jake
do. I
says that
like
he
to read
reads your
on
damn
the phone.
phone.
That's true.
But yeah.
Oh, hang on.
I know I do have European friends that really like comics, so that'll probably be good news.
Apparently, some superhero comics are also to attribute to this. Last year, the first university-led research program into the impact of comics on literacy showed that superheroes may be saving us from more than supervillains. They also seem to turn young people into enthusiastic readers. The study project, funded by Comic Art Europe and conducted by
Oh, I
researchers
get
at
it.
Manchester University. Are you going to share it?
I get it. See, they teach the kids to be disappointed early when their favorite writer leaves to run and then characters hit. I get it.
And then they read a Zeb Wells. They're like, "Oh, this is comics for the
They
rest of
read
my
a
life." Okay,
Zeb Wells book that is not Hellions, and you're just like, God damn it.
Manchester University, in collaboration with Annual Lakes International Comic Art Festival, ran for 2 years at Abraham Moss Community School in North Manchester. 50 students took part in the comic literacy program, while 50 others functioned as a control group. According to the school's own measurements, the average reading age of the class involved in the comics intervention rose by 18 months in the year after the workshop started, in contrast, a rise of 11 months in other groups. Excuse me. The number of children who listed reading as one of their favorite leisure activities also doubled in the intervention group, while falling in the comparison group. So like I said, it just seems to be like more people are reading comics than ever. So maybe comics won't die in the future. Who knows? But
Who knows?
Sad.
But keep in mind, it's not just Europe. It's many other places. I need to actually read that one Canadian comic that I've been putting off, but I'll read it when I get to it. I might talk about it on here.
Well, hey, it ain't where I'm living. I'll tell you that much. Because
I mean, I don't live in Canada either. I live far away from Canada.
Well, anyway. Next up is Absolute Martian Manhunter. We have plot. Apparently, this came out a while ago, but I don't think we ever talked about this. I think we just kind of skimmed over this. But,
yeah, I skipped over because I didn't like his design. Did you see the Martians?
Yeah, I saw the Martian design. But I like this art. I like this. I like this though.
No, the art is great. I don't like the design of the creature itself.
Oh, okay, yeah. Apparently, Martian Manhunter, John Jones is an FBI agent who is taken over or possessed by the Martian, and there's going to be a psychological horror book following these two.
Ooh, that sounds interesting.
It actually does sound interesting, and the art is really selling it for me. For those who are not in the know, this takes place in the Absolute universe, where DC said, "You know what? Like, we're tired of doing those stories that everyone wants us to do, but we're gonna do them over there. But over here, we're gonna just reinvent some characters, see what we come up with." And even though they pitch them as dark and edgy, some of them are not as dark and edgy as they seem to be. Unless if it's Batman, then it absolutely is. No pun intended.
No pun intended.
You see what did you see what they did to Mr. Freeze?
No, I didn't see that yet. No.
Jake, I want you to look at it right now. No, that's no joke. I wish I had it for you. I was looking what it did to Mr. Freeze, the Absolute Batman. Like, what the fuck am I looking at? That's a whole different thing.
Let me see. Absolute Mr. Freeze. Oh, hang on. I don't think I got a good picture of it. Is it an Absolute Batman number? We're already in 8 issues of Absolute Batman? Am I looking at the right?
Am I looking at the right picture? It's the one where it's like really tall and lanky with like the red eyes.
Yes. Yep.
Oh, I'm not seeing that.
I'll send it.
Okay.
I'll send it right now. I'm gonna put it in pic. I'm gonna put it in pictures.
Okay.
Not my resume. You don't need to see my resume. Anyways, I sent it.
Oh, what the fuck? Oh, he's like some Eldritch horror motherfucker.
Yeah, okay. He's like, damn, bro. He don't got no wife for this one. I promise you that.
Right. Well, you know, she looked at more of him than just his looks. There's more than just looks. Okay.
Yeah, maybe she's a freak, bro. I can respect that.
Right. But anyway, this is continuing the history of Absolute, which is let's just find an interesting way to tell this story. In terms of Martian Manhunter, unfortunately, he doesn't sell on his own anyway, so I guess a mass reinvention of the character is fine. In this context, um, so
Don't that automatically mean he continue with another member of the Big Three?
yeah, I guess so. I guess he is. So, um, who knows? I think the only Wonder Woman people actually vibe with right now is the Absolute Wonder Woman, but I don't know how our
Yeah,
sales are
that's
doing.
what
But
everyone's been telling
Yeah,
me.
she's a beast.
I've yeah, I've been seeing some stuff. Absolute Wonder Woman. I like the cut of her jib.
She's like Medusa right now. That's pretty hot.
Yeah, yeah, that's dope. But yeah. Well, I'll be keeping my eye on this one. I don't know if I'm going to read it, but the art is tempting me. The art is tempting me.
I
I'll say
might
that for
pick
sure.
it. It sounds interesting. I might actually want to pick this up. And I don't read a
Yeah,
lot of DC.
it's true. But that's what the Absolute Universe is for, to try to get as many people to read
It's
DC as possible.
the Absolute Universe and also the new Ultimate Universe. They are literally like they're like besties right now.
Yeah. And
They're
this
like
remember, this is a universe where if good wants to win, it has to shine even brighter than ever. So there you go.
Yeah,
I wonder
Batman.
Yeah, I wonder what the Absolute Justice League is going to be like. Are they even going to be a Justice League? I don't even know if I want them to be Justice League in this universe. But I don't know.
I want to be Avengers, bro. I don't want them to accidentally come together and just leave. That's what these up
Yeah,
here.
it's true. But yeah. Outside of that, Martian be Martian. We'll keep up. We'll keep in touch. We'll see what he's like.
Martian be Martian. In the words of Jay
Yeah.
Tallow.
Potentially last up, unless I want to fit in another topic, we have this. Yeah, you thought I didn't add it, but I went back and did it. So
oh
there
my
you go.
god. Oh my god. Over a year, I think maybe almost 2 years in the making. Twisted Wonderland Book 7 is finally finished. And oh my god, it's been a ride. I'm not going to get too much
I have a
into what
question.
happens in Book 7 because we would be here all night. Trust.
Aren't you
We
supposed to
will
get
be.
an anime or something?
It is. I'll get to that in a little bit. But so I'm just talking about the last couple of chapters. So Idia was working. That's all you need to know. He was working. He was trying to keep Malleus away from him as much as humanly possible. I fucking swear that got scary for a minute. Oh my god, because Malleus overblotted. If you don't know what an overblot is, go play the game. I'm not gonna teach you basic twisted lore, okay? So he's currently super powerful, super scary, and he's going through it.
Ooh.
So basically, with the help of Idia, everyone was able to like stop Malleus as much as humanly possible, and then everyone wakes up, and then they're all like, "Where's Lilia? Like, where the fuck is he?" Because if you didn't know, the reason why all this shebang started was because Lilia had said that he was gonna drop out of school, out of Night Raven College, because he was getting old, and his magic is not as powerful as they used to be. So that low key caused Malleus to like, what the fuck? Anyways, getting back on it. Oh my god. So, everyone finds out. Everyone finds out the truth. Silver is actually Lilia's son, even though the audience knew. Anyone who's played the game knows that, but they didn't know.
What the fuck?
So, the Light Music Club, it's like a whole thing. We find out that Lilia adopted Silver as a baby because Silver was just left in a cradle, just to fend for himself as a baby. And he was blonde. Fun fact: when he was born, he was blonde. Yeah, not silver. But Lilia used some magic stuff, and then it caused his hair to turn silver. Hence his name. Yeah, we learned that in one of the many dream sequences. You know how many dream sequences there were? Too many. There's like a lot of fucking
Which
characters in this. Yes,
I'm not gonna
yes.
lie. If I was
Mm-hmm.
Silver, I'd be kind of pissed if you changed my hair color and then named me after the change.
Hey, Silver found out in his dream. Like he learned everything about like how he was adopted because he knew. Obviously, he knew he was adopted. He's a human who was being raised by a fae. You know. But like getting back to it, they were able to make a sword and shield out of Lilia's old weapon that he used to use during the war. Don't worry about it. And so Sebek, who isn't shown on here, but he's cool, trust. He's one of the other Diasomnia members. He gets to wear his grandfather's old armor from the war, and Silver wears his bio dad's armor for some reason. Don't ask questions you don't want the answers to. I could not tell you why, but here he is. Hence this beautiful ass card. Look how beautiful this card is, guys. Oh my god. Jake wouldn't let me post more pictures, so we're gonna have to work on
Coward.
Cryptid would have let me.
That's true.
Man,
But Cryptid's not here.
scale of pictures.
Cryptid's
Cryptid
not
would have
here.
let me. But anyways, I already posted all the pictures that I wanted to in the Discord, so you can probably find them in there anyways. But oh my god. Okay, so the final fight. This is when after everyone's woken up, you know, and we gotta like do that final showdown. But then guess what? They don't want to kill Malleus. So what they do is that they try to aim it for his horns instead.
Wait.
So yeah.
It
Yes.
is Maleficent's son or just a male version of Maleficent?
You decide.
Technically both, but technically not at the same time. Don't worry about it. Not important.
You decide, audience.
Technically yes, technically no. We do get to see his mom in book 7 though. And I'll send you a picture after this because I want to ramble more because that's all I'm doing right now. But keep in mind,
Okay.
this all like the ending of book 7 and all the other twisted stuff that I'm going to talk about broke Twitter. We broke Twitter because oh my god, we got fed. Okay, we got fed. But anyways, so Silver does his blast with his cool sword, and Malleus does his dragon beam thing. I don't know. But guess what? Before it can actually kill Silver, Lilia, who woken up, takes the blast for him, right? So Lilia gets hit instead of Silver. I know. But don't worry. Malleus is stopped when he gets hit in the horns, you know? Keep in mind, this is all in Japanese, so take this what you will, because I don't know Japanese and I haven't actually played this yet, but don't worry about it. Secondhand accounts. It's fine. Anyways, so basically, rest in peace, Lilia Van Rouge. He dies for a little bit, and so the rest of Diasomnia is in shambles. They're like, "What the fuck?" And Malleus is like, "No, you can take my wings. You can take anything. Just like don't take Lilia away from me." And it's like all this other stuff, you know. But don't worry, with the power of friendship and magic and stuff like that, Lilia comes back from the dead. So yay!
Goddamn Disney.
It's a Disney movie.
So when
It's a
is
Disney
when is Blaze? So when is Blaze the cat in this? That's all I keep trying to ask myself here.
Lilia.
Oh, okay. All right. Man, just so we know. That's all. Let me clear.
If you see what
Oh,
Lilia
yeah, so when
looks
did they
like,
fight
you will
Goku?
Right.
but don't worry, we do have a good ending. And it ends off with like a twist tune, which is kind of like the rhythm game aspect of this game, where they basically have a big party. We see Malleus in his cool like royal garb, which I sent the picture, but Jake didn't want to post it. So
You're damn
yeah.
right, Knuckles.
So basically, his horns are mismatched because one of his horns, like half of it got blasted off. But don't worry about it. What the magic horn helped bring back Lilia. Just remember that. It was like 3 things. And anyways, so we do get to see the spirits of not only Malleus's mom, but also Silver's bio parents, which was pretty cool. And during the twist tune, they get to dance with their parents, and I thought that was really sweet. And Sebek's there too. He didn't get to hang out with his grandpa, unfortunately. I don't even know if he's dead. I don't even remember if he's dead, but it's fine. It's fine. So yeah, in layman's terms, in simpleton terms, that was basically the end of book 7. It was a whirlwind of emotions. I swear, we broke Twitter for a reason. But anyways, we got other announcements too. So can you switch to the other twisted picture I sent? Thank you. The 5th anniversary from the release of the game in Japan, because for everyone else, that'll be a year later.
Why are they? Wait, hang on. Why are they posing like the boys over flower crew, bro?
Look at their outfits. It's for the 5th anniversary, man.
It's
like half a decade old.
They They
Their
did the F.
audience is mostly females. They're flirting with their gamers. Okay.
Oh, okay.
For
I
real.
just want to be clear. I just
They're
want to be sure.
they're flirting with the Fujos, okay? Fujo bait.
I wanna be sure.
See, because keep in mind, every year, well, ever since they started doing this, they all have like new outfits and like new stuff for the anniversary. So this is their 5th anniversary. Since last year was Disney's 100th, I think it was either the, yeah, no, yeah, the last time it was their 100th. So they get to they wore like these white outfits for the 100th anniversary of Disney, but now they got these cool ones. So as a gift from this game to us, we are getting new dorm songs as twist tunes, and oh my god. So only 3 of them have we heard snippets from, which was Scarabia, Ignihide, and Diasomnia, which is the I'm just gonna say this for anyone who doesn't know. Basically, Scarabia is the dorm that's based off Jafar. Ignihide is the one based off of Hades, and Diasomnia is based off Maleficent. Do you understand where I'm getting at with this?
Yeah.
No.
Kingdom Hearts is the
No,
door to light.
we're not talking about Kingdom Hearts. We're talking about Twisted
Oh,
Wonderland,
okay.
the
All right.
better, superior Disney game. Anyways,
That is possible.
anyways, so the Scarabia song is going to be the first one to come out. I think it's coming out. What's today? In like I think 2 days or like tomorrow, depending on what time you're watching this. But on the 12th, I think that's when it's coming out. So, and from what I heard, it sounds really good. Igni Hides is pretty good as well. But DS Omnias, oh my god, I need that shit on Spotify now. I need to put that on my playlist because that is literally a Tom BK Visual K song. I was like, Kami Joe, is that you? Oh my god, it's good. It's good. Trust. If you get the chance to listen to the snippets, whoo, it's worth it. It is so worth it. Unfortunately, we didn't get the song snippets from Hearts Globules, Savannah Claw, Octinaville, or Pomfiore, but I think I might have an idea of what the songs were going to sound like. They're probably going to sound more like the Scarabia Ignihide songs than they're going to sound like the DS Omnia song, but honestly, who knows? They can blow me out of the water, but who knows? We will never know. But that's all I got for that part. And yes, I didn't post it because I didn't see the picture, like the visuals, until like not too long before we did this, the episode. So basically, we did get our first visual of technically our second, but the first official visual of the Twisted Wonderland anime, which is Night Raven College with Riddle, Trey, and Cater up front, and I think they're ceremonial robes, if I'm correct. So that's cool. That's bougie. It's coming out in October of this year, so gay people, you better stay the fuck tuned because I'm gonna be talking about it when it comes out. I pay for Disney Plus. Trust
And
me.
straight people buy this game too.
Yes, everyone get this game because it's so much fun.
Jake, can you go back to the other picture?
What do you mean other picture? The first pic? This?
Yeah. I would like to say
What?
that this dragon design is pretty great. Even at, like
It's
It is.
really
whatever
good.
relationship the guy is to Maleficent, the black dragon design with green fire is always going to be a great design.
It's always so good. Thank you, Sleeping Beauty, for doing this. It's a great design. I in the chat, I think I put it in pics, but I did post the groovy of so this card specifically in the chat. So if you want to go look at that real quick, yeah, I put it in pics.
Yeah, really.
So go in pics and it should be the first one. It looks so good. During that twist tune, they actually had a section where Malleus and Lilia were changing Silver's cape from being pink to blue as a nod to it, but they in the rest of the twist tune they just kept it white. So okay, could have made it purple. Shit.
Could have,
And also,
but they didn't.
it's so pretty. It's so pretty. Oh my god.
Yeah, Jake, the fact that you didn't is crazy.
It's crazy.
It's so good.
Insane.
It is so good. But yeah, in conclusion, Twisted Wonderland is a great game. Book 7 was a nightmare to get through. As someone who hasn't caught up with the game yet, apologies in advance, but not really because why would I? I'm working on it. I'm still on Scravia, guys. Okay, I'm not mentally prepared to go through book 6 and 7, and I don't even know what we're doing for book 8. So you're gonna have to be patient with me. So yeah, stay tuned. That's all that I have for y'all today. I'll keep you posted on anything that happens. And audience, if you want to have a Sleeping Beauty movie night, like a group watch thing, you let me know because I am down to host that. Because like I said, I pay for
Actually,
Disney.
I was thinking about
Because
that too. I wouldn't mind like watching like a Disney movie and then like reviewing it next night on Monday. Oh,
we should do Sleeping Beauty, because of the book. Because which one?
Jake's reveal Sleeping Beauty. I fell asleep. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
yeah, yeah, we were all kind of tired. And did that some guy kissed us, it was over.
No, I'm just messing with you guys. But yeah. Prepare for a new challenger. We're complaining about Devil May Cry. We have the time. Austin, take the floor. Complain. Bitch about it. Bitch about it. Do it.
Oh yeah, so for some reason, people don't know. For some reason, they went out their way to cast Dante's nephew, Nero's voice actor, to play young Dante. Despite we know what young Dante sounds like, he sounds nothing like this, and
he
it's
had a
very
whole he had a
aggravating.
whole game. It was a whole game about it.
I
It
get the
was
voice actor retired because the people kept giving him controversies and shit for no reason. Well, you could have got somebody similar, somebody else. You don't get the voice actor who's still in the series to voice another character in the series.
Then people complain
Dick,
about
I
it
saw so many
after.
people, but well, actually, it makes sense that he would sound like Nero. Like, no, he doesn't. We know what he sounds like. What are you talking
No,
about?
he's had a
Why would
definitive.
he sound like his nephew?
Devil May Cry 3 has a definitive voice for him. What he sounds like, how he acts, and everything. That was what the whole game was about.
Yeah,
So, um,
yeah. People,
I
yeah.
guess
In the anime so far, Dante is not only a dude, bro. He's a fumbling dude, bro. He can't even get his one-liners out without fucking get up and asking for a redo post fight.
for,
Mid
for
fight,
people
I might let it slide. The fight's over.
for people who don't quite understand Dante's character, because it's really not as complex as people think. He's just the anime cool guy. All right, he was like if in the anime, you know how there's always the silver hair badass character who's just the mid tour side character. It's like, what if he was just the main character? That's all that is. That's all he is. He's just supposed to sound cool. He's supposed to be cool at all times, and he has flaws, but they're not supposed to be worked on or addressed, except for in Devil May Cry 3. So yeah, that's kind of Dante's personality. He's effortlessly cool, and his flaws are his flaws, and that's about it. But his one of his flaws is not him struggling to be cool or trying to be cool. Um, Honestly, rewatching the Devil May Cry anime that came out before this, that's one of the things that show actually got right is just Dante's one-liners and how even if he sounds stupid, he says it with such conviction that you're like you don't think too hard about it. Like there are scenes in that anime where I'm like, damn, this would be dumb from like anybody else. This sound like fucking stupid, but because the way he delivered it, it was cool. So I don't know. It's just kind of corny seeing him be mid fight and be like, oh wait, let me just redo the line. Let me just say it again. Let me just say it better. It's like, yeah, I don't know, bro.
No, I would have let
Dude,
it slide mid fight. Then he like he got too into the fight and he forgot. It was post fight. It took him like 3 more tries to get it right.
That's true. That's some Deadpool shit. But we'll see how this anime goes. Right now, the more I play Devil May Cry, the more I'm kind of like not liking this direction. Because people don't know. I guess yeah, I guess we'll get into it. So yeah, I've been watching, as I've alluded to, I've been watching the Devil May Cry anime, like the original one, and I really like how they characterize Dante in that one because while it's not interesting if you're like a newcomer, if you just play the games and go straight to this, it's kind of like, oh yeah, I guess this would be Dante's life like in between fucking games. No wonder he's like fucking going crazy. Nobody's going crazy and having so much fun when like the world's in danger. It's like the day-to-day life of Dante is just kind of ass. So I don't know. When you're a character who can like one-shot enemies all the time, things just kind of get boring for you. So so far what I'm seeing with this Dante, and I guess maybe he's younger and he hasn't gone through like the trauma that he's gonna go through it a little bit, I guess. So seeing a younger Dante just kind of be this goofy when
To
I
be fair,
know I
like most of his drama could be done through, like most of his dramas before a lot of his drama comes from like him how he get his guns, and he should already have them by now, right?
yeah, I think he
I think you
has
were talking about the
Ebony and
Virgil thing, sure, but he had the Ebony
Ivory.
Ivory,
Yeah, but
so he done went
yeah.
through a great deal already. And it's just like he's still just happy go lucky.
Yeah, by the time so the way the original anime characterized it was like when Dante's done with like saving the world, he kind of just goes to the shop. He's sleeping there. He has nothing to do, nothing interesting to do. He's like bored half the time. He's in debt, which to be honest, a lot of that debt is his fault. But like, no one
It's
respects
always
him.
the same
Like
people.
imagine well, imagine being like the son of a legendary demon slayer, and then you're also like better than your dad, but like outside of your work, like no one gives a shit about you. And that's basically that's Dante's like whole fucking life. And the only people who could appreciate him are just not in his life, and that's kind of I don't know. It's kind of I kind of hope that this anime captures that spirit of Dante, a bit, even if he's like younger. I don't know. Um, Maybe when I replay Devil May Cry 3 this weekend or week, maybe it will line up a bit more with who he is in that game. I hopefully, I don't know, but we'll
I
see.
don't
Oh,
think it do.
mm. um, but yeah, we'll
Like you
see.
want
I
to say
mean,
it's
so far
between 3 or 1? Like he don't feel like either one of them.
it's after 3. I thought it was before 3.
He don't. He definitely not 17.
That's true. But I don't. Is Lady in the show? That's really going to tell you if Lady's in the show.
Ladies in the thumbnail. I mean, in the
Oh,
opening.
oh yeah, it's after 3. Nah. See, no, I don't like it. No, I don't like it anymore. He should know, but he should be better at this point. Especially because he just killed his brother. Like his brother, as far as he's aware, he just killed his brother for the first time. Nah, I don't like that anymore. Um, like this Dante should be more like him and Devil May Cry. Well, he should be easing into Devil May Cry 1 territory, and that Dante was a lot more confident in what he had to say. Um, so I don't know. I would like to see a story about him just looking for Mundus. I hope that's what this story is. Because Devil May Cry 1 makes it sound like he was hunting Mundus for years. They just couldn't find this motherfucker somewhere. Um, I
Yeah,
like
but
that.
then that also means you want like, us to watch him waste his time when we know
True.
I don't really find this guy because a girl walks in his shop.
Hey, he's over there. Oh, thanks.
I guess you let's do some of his subordinates and stuff. I think we can do that.
Yeah, he did say he was. They did.
Just
The game
invent some
says he was.
guys, like some high level guys for him or something.
Yeah, the game was saying he was hunting down every demon until he hit the jackpot. So, I guess that would be it. Oh, another thing I really wish they went into because the DMC anime, the real one before this, does a shitty job at it. Like, I really don't like how like underutilized this is. Dante's supposed to be a detective, and they say that in the
Yeah,
anime, like he's actually a demon detective, and I kind of hope they go into
yeah.
that. So, because after the first episode of the
If you
anime,
talk
they
about the
don't.
manga,
Oh,
like I said, a lot of Dante's like characterization for one, they do in the manga that leads to 3,
Mhm.
where you see him how he has to like hunt down clues and stuff for certain demons and all this other stuff. Like you see this guy like he straight up just goes like full Batman in some of these scenes
Right.
in the manga.
Oh my god, I
Yeah.
forgot to mention this. Holy shit.
Um, I think, yeah, I think in the anime, in the original anime, I think my problem with it was like he has intuition, but they don't highlight that he's like investigating anything. Like he's just kind of like, I'm in the room. I know there's like 6 demons here. I'm like, that's not really like being a detective, Dante. That's just kind of you just like knowing shit. That's like, you know what I mean? So, I kind of hope this one you kind of get that detective feel. Um, I do, I do hope they don't retcon. I did see the episode of Lady and Trish meet each other, so I really do hope they just keep that canon. Like they just met each other because Dante was being an asshole.
That's
That's
my
like,
biggest fear because how casually they retcon Morrison. And I know that like that's not a big deal because he's still it don't change his character or anything like
right.
inherently, but it shows that the anime isn't as canon as people like. I guess is the best way to say it.
Despite the fact that the
It
Devil May
shows
Cry,
that
I
they're
found out that
feeling free to change whatever they feel like they can, with at least with
yeah.
anime.
Well, I hope they do keep it because I found out that the patty joke was set up in the first episode. Like the patty joke in 5
Yeah,
was set up in 1. Yeah, I thought like I didn't realize he openly makes a joke about like how like oh yeah, like I guess when you're like older, like maybe in 10 years I'll ask you out. She's like, nah, I never ask you out. Like, fuck you. And like 10 years later, she's like, so Dante, like hit me up though. I was like, oh, that's kind of funny. Like how that
Well,
did come up again. Yeah. I thought it was just weird that Patty just was into him for some reason. Um,
no,
but
well, to be
yeah,
fair, in the V, uh, in the prequel to 5, it's kind of revealed that she's he thinks that's what she's doing. That's not what she's doing.
oh, what
She
was she
honestly
doing?
doesn't want to come to her birthday party because he hasn't seen him in a few
Oh,
years.
oh, okay. Dante just took it the wrong way.
Morrissey just doesn't tell him that. So for Dante, he remembered the last thing, like the one to feel after he said to her, which was that.
So,
I forgot to mention.
yeah, I don't know. I hope we also get a new Devil May Cry
Which
girl.
No, finish what you were saying. I just forgot to mention something from the last topic.
But I hope we get a new Devil May Cry girl because that's a consistent thing in every Devil May Cry. You get a new Devil May Cry girl. There's always a female protagonist introduced
I
in every
want
Devil May
them
Cry.
to do Cat again from the DMC. I like to see her reworked.
Oh yeah, yeah.
The
Yeah,
idea of her powers could be interesting in this universe if done correctly.
That's true. I like Cat's character. I like Cat.
Like her being
I
able
don't
to
know.
interact with the demon world despite being in the human world could have been like a cool thing.
I gotta ask you though, like if I'm doing this DMC marathon, I already beat 2. I know nothing's worse than 2. Do I have to beat DMC 2? Like the reboot?
DMC, to be fair, as long as you're playing the Defender Edition, and like the gameplay stuff is fine. You'll be fine with that.
Yeah. I'm just like, do you think I need to do that for the retrospective, for like the whole?
I think you should. I think you should. Like, it's nothing like 2, bro. I think it's better than 1 as a game because Defender Edition. It's the dialogue is kind of bad.
No, it's definitely bad. Fuck you. So fun.
I think it's worth it just to see how different Dante could have been if it took taken off, which is a conversation in itself. Like,
yeah.
Like that guy feels like he would have became dude, bro, Dante, more than like what we have here.
That's crazy. I honestly never had a problem with that Virgil. Like until I learned who Virgil was, like learned the nuances of Virgil's character in the original.
Yeah.
I thought the Virgil was like okay. Like oh, he's like yeah, he's all right. He's an alright character.
I didn't
cool.
like him until the DLC. Like the DLC from saved his character for me. I really did like the DLC thing that Virgil had, and they ruined it.
As a teenager watching it, I never had a problem with this character. I didn't watch the DLC until like years later. I never finished it. And I was also confused because I thought he killed Dante in the DLC. I just knew that like offhanded. I was like, what? It's like in the DLC, huh? So no, but I was like, not really Dante. But yeah, but I never had a problem with this character. I thought he was just like a good. I thought that was. I honestly thought that was the crux of what him and Dante were arguing about. Like, oh, like humans are just kind of shitty. I gotta lead them like father would want to, something like that. And even his motivation lines up with what they said Sparta did in 2, because the monologue in 2 implies Sparta led humanity for X amount of years, not just like stayed in the shadows and fought for them. And so I guess that Virgil lined up with that version of Sparta. So I thought that was kind of interesting as well. Whereas Dante was like, no, fuck you. I'm not like my dad. I want to.
You're not my dad.
Yeah. So hopefully they remember the fact that Dante has daddy issues at this time period. Oh no, he doesn't, because he got fixed. They got fixed in DMC3, so he doesn't have those anymore.
I don't think that's how that works.
No, I mean like
he talked to it with his brother and all that stuff. He's over it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's over. Even though he doesn't talk about his dad that much, even in later games, I don't think he ever brings up his dad once on his own. I hope
it's mainly because like there's nothing to talk about with his dad about. He's been dead for so long. The people find out all he has nothing really do with him besides like Virgil doesn't care.
Sure. I hope they do the original anime thing, because I thought this shit was so funny. How like the first couple episodes are just people telling Dante he doesn't know how they feel when he's going through the exact same thing. Like I'll never forget. There was just episodes back to back.
That was killing me, baby.
Yeah. So people kept coming up to Dante like, you don't know how it feels. My mom is dead. He's like, yep, I guess I don't. And then like the next episode, you don't know how it feels. My brother's dead. I have to avenge. It's like, yeah, This happens like 5 times on the show. So I kind of hope people I hope that's our running theme with Dante's life. People just keep coming up to him and just telling him they don't know how they feel. But he's like if Naruto did do Tug no Jutsu, But I don't know. As far as this Devil May Cry anime is concerned, I'm iffy on it. Hopefully, it's good. I know I'm just not gonna like this Dante. I think it might be this. I'm gonna put my bets. Second worst interpretation of Dante.
Fair enough.
I just have to pray that this doesn't take off. Because an anime takes off and the creator sees it, he might change Dante, and that'll be the worst thing for the franchise.
It's true.
I'll take your word for it.
I was in a perfect spot because Dante's just a perfect spot as a character, and he has been since 3. It would just suck for him to just like regress randomly, to be like this. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. At the end of the day, I'm sure the action scenes are going to be better than the old anime, which is a plus because that's like a big downside of it. But we'll see how I feel about the actual show when it comes out. Anyway, which one did you forget?
To be fair, I think the lady fight is probably the. Go ahead, Woods.
Okay, so you can do yours real quick if you're still on Devil May Cry.
I'm gonna say, to be fair, I think the lady Trish fight was still pretty good.
It was funny because it was clear that Trish was like just better than Lady, but like she, it was like it was to the point where I was like, if Trish actually focused on Lady as much as she should have, like Lady would have fucking lost. Like it would have been over. So, like anytime Lady tried to do, like Trish would have an advantage. Anytime Lady tried to like spin at her, like Trish would just like knock her back hard. It was like Dante had to save her life. But yeah, it is what it is. So.
Okay, so I forgot 2 main things. So I forgot to mention that for that end scene of like before the twist tune for book 7, I forgot that Malleus introduces Silver as Silver Von Rouge. So he took his adopted dad's, aka his actual dad's last name finally. So, and that got changed in the game, by the way, if anyone was curious. And then also he gives Silver the title of quote unquote Knight of Dream and Sebek Knight of Lightning, which I thought was really cool. And now my iPad's about to die. So what I'm going to do is charge my iPad and we can end this for the night so that I can charge my devices.
It's true because it doesn't matter now what happens.
She said Rouge. See, he is a Sonic fan. Silver's one of your people.
Rouge.
Welcome.
We do like to say
anyway.
that Lilia does have a lot of vampire qualities to her.
Anyway, join us tomorrow for our comic book reviews. We'll be reviewing our usuals and maybe something new. I don't know what we're reviewing. We'll see. We'll find out tonight.
I'm probably doing 2 things, to be honest with you. I'll see what came out.
Okay. You can review that Red Skull. Did we do the Ultimate Red Skull thing last week? I forgot.
I'm not doing that because I Cryptid had a rant about it and stuff. But I know he. If we talk about that, he'll want to be here.
Okay. In memory of Cryptid, we'll avoid it.
All right.
Anyway,
Jake, I sent you the thumbnail for tomorrow as well. So that the really crude drawing looking one, that's our thumbnail for tomorrow.
This is the version of me that joined the Soul Society. Okay. That's the
version of you that I drew because you gave me free while you and Tony were talking about wrestling.
And now I'm in the Soul Society. So there it is.
You're a part of my court, okay? You're a part of my court.
All right. Do all of us get solo thumbnails now?
Do you want a thumbnail, Austin?
I would love a sassy Rockman thumbnail.
No, I just want like an overly menacing Rockman in the shadows, bro. Like you just like a scary wall man.
Well, I promised Cryptid when he comes back, I was gonna draw him a thumbnail. So after Cryptid, I will definitely do something for you. So we'll talk later. We'll discuss later.
And we'll talk behind the scenes because we are out of here. Later, guys.